rigid body. See the figure. The first one is deformed. The first one is deformed. What is the second thing? Second one is rigid body. See the when you are it is subjected to load, the body is maintaining its original straight line position. But the first one is deformed. So the second one example is rigid. Any idea? Any doubts in rigid body?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Let me move on to the next thing. What is next one?
Deform the body.
Concentrated force. Yes, define concentrated force. Any idea? Any answers? What is meant by concentrated force?
A force
A
acting on
certain
particular
force will
point.
be acting upon.
Yes. Concentrated force means effect of loading which is assumed to act at point, whether on CG of the body, is called concentrated force. Any example? Any example? Contact force between wheel and ground, right? The
Person
wheel is
sitting on the
transferring.
chair.
Yes. See, say for first wheel is transferring 40 kilonewton. That is the point load to the ground. The second wheel is transferring the load of, it may be assumed value, it's not exact thing, 160 kilonewton to the ground. So any doubts in concentrated force?
No, sir.
Sir, CG ಏನು ಸರ್ ಅದು?
ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ, ವೀಲ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ಇಂದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎನಿ ಬಾಡಿ, ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಬರೀ ವೀಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಎನಿ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ದ ಲೋಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ಡ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಾಯ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. Rectangle ಅಲ್ಲಿ exact mid is the centroid position. From mid only the load is transferred to the ground. The entire mass of the object is assumed to be concentrated at single point. That is called centroid. The entire mass of the object is assumed to be concentrated at point, exact point, single point. That single point is called centroid. CG means center of gravity. So don't focus on that particular point, nothing to worry. The load is acting at a point is called concentrated force. So any doubts?
No, sir.
Oh, so what is next? Continuum. What is meant by continuum? Any idea what is meant by continuum?
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. The continuous distribution of matter. ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ? There is no breakages of particle. The particle is closely packed. So continuum is nothing but it's purely imaginary thing. So we are assuming a body is made up of infinite number of molecules. Those molecules are packed continuously without gap. The phenomena is called continuum. Any doubt?
ಸರ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ರಿಜಿಡ್ ಬಾಡಿಗೂ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ?
Yes, same property. Definition is little bit different. ನೀವು ರಿಜಿಡ್ ಬಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್.
ಸರ್ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಡಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್?
ಇದು ಡಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಸಹ ನಾವು ಇನ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಫಾರ್ಮಬಲ್. Continuum means it's a closely packed. This is a continuous distribution of matter. There is no gap between particle to particle.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
Okay. So what are the four assumptions made in engineering mechanics? For 5 marks.
ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್, ರಿಜಿಡ್ ಬಾಡಿ,
rigid body,
ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್,
continuum.
Yes. 4 things, 4 points, 4 definitions. You are getting full marks. So shall we move on to next question?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
That
sir.
is next topic. The next topic is force and its characteristics. Any idea what is meant by force? What is meant by force?
The amount of work done.
Yes, there's a definition. Very good. Any other answers? What is meant by force?
Push or pull acting on a body.
Very good. Push or pull acting on an object. Any other question? Any other answers? Very, very good. Push and pull. Yes. Force is an external agency which overcomes or tends to overcome the inertia of the body. It is a vector quantity, right? See, or in simple terms, we can say that if the body is at rest, it is subjected to external agent. What happens? It tends to move. If the body is in motion, it tends to force. What happens? It comes to rest. When the car is moving, if you apply brakes, brake is a force. That's the external agent you are applying on the body. It comes to rest. If the object is at rest, if you apply force, what it happens? It tends to move. So force is an external agency which is responsible to cause a motion. Right? Right? What are the characteristics of forces? What are the characteristics of forces? You see the
Tends to
picture and
make moving
yes,
an
it tends
object.
to make the body to move, which means magnitude. Which means magnitude. In this figure, what is the magnitude?
10 Newton.
Very good. 10 Newton is the magnitude. Point of application in this figure. What is the point of application?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. So the first property is magnitude. Magnitude is 10 Newton. The second property is, the second characteristics is point of application. That is A. The third property is line of action. What is the line of action?
W.
Line
W.
of action. Line of action.
Along A
Line
to
of
B.
action.
Face.
A to B.
AB.
Line of action is A to B. It is moving towards A to B. What is the direction? What is the direction?
Towards east.
B.
Towards east or AB.
B to A.
AB. A to B is only moving, not B to A. The force ಯಾವ direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ act ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದೇ direction movement ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So let us see what are the characteristics of forces. The first one is magnitude. It may be 100, 50, 25. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Second property, direction. It may be horizontal or it may be vertical or it may be north to east, 30 degree, 40 degree. Right? Right? It is also known as line of action, direction. Clear? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Next is nature of force. Whether the force is push or pull. Right? Placing the arrowhead on the line of action. Clear? Any doubts in the third property?
No, sir.
Next one is the point at which the force acts on the body. So the first one is magnitude, second one is direction, third one is point of application, fourth one is line of action. Any doubts?
No, sir.
These are the characteristics of forces. So what is the next thing? Basics laws in mechanics. What are the basics laws in mechanics?
Newton's law.
What is Newton's first law? Any
A
idea?
body
Newton's first
tends to move until and unless a force is applied.
Very good, very good. The body is at rest until unless there is a force exerted on the body, it tends to move or it comes to rest. A body is originally at rest or moving in a straight line or constant velocity. Tends to remain in the state provided the particle is not subjected to an unbalanced force. See, whatever the technical words, be careful when you are writing in examination. That is very, very important thing. See, this is the first law. First law contains the principle of equilibrium. So it's related to statics. When we are talking about Newton's first law, we are studying statics. Statics, the body is at rest or it is under uniform velocity. Clear? Now what is second law?
Acceleration.
Acceleration
F equal ma. Yes, F equal ma is right. What is the definition?
Acceleration is directly proportional to force and inversely proportional to mass.
Yes, a particle of mass m acted upon the unbalanced force F experience an acceleration that has the same direction as the force and magnitude that is directly proportional to the force. Right? So F in the mass of body is subjected to hit a force, it tends to move with an acceleration that is F equal ma. Is directly proportional to that of force, mass into acceleration. Right? So
Yes,
this
sir.
is majorly used in dynamics. So first law holds for statics. Second law holds for dynamics. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yes. What is Newton's third law?
For every action, there is equal and opposite
reaction.
reaction.
Example,
Boomerang.
So string.
teachers and student. For action, there is a reaction. Yes, right. The mutual forces of action and reaction between two particles. right? For every action, there is a two equal and opposite reaction. Force A effect on B, force B effect on A. So any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Then we move on to, this is very, very important thing, principle of physical independence of forces. Any idea? See, if the number of forces subjected to a body is subjected to Shishir. Okay. If the mass of the body is subjected to force, it's a independent. So which means a mass M is one object. It is subjected to force F1. It will move A1. Acceleration 1. Similarly, F2, A2. So if an object is subjected to both F1 and F2, once again it is independent. A1, A2. So or F2 and F1, A1, A2. So there is no net effect or summation or any other thing. So if a number of forces are simultaneously acting on a particle, then the resultant forces will have the same effect as produced by the forces. Clear? That is called principle of physical independence of forces. Any doubts? Any doubts? It's an independent.
No, sir.
This is also very, very important. Next, principle of superpose. Any idea what is meant by principle of superpose?
Multiple forces act on a body, you can take net of
Yes.
forces.
Yes, very good. It's the net effect of forces applied in any sequence on the body given by the algebraic sum of effect of individual forces. Say F1, if the body is experiencing F1, F2, F3, then the net effect should be F1 plus F2 plus F3. That's the thing. See, F1, A1, F2, A2, F1, F2, A1 plus A2, F1, F2, A1 plus A2 plus A1. Both are said. There's a net effect. This law is called principle of superpose. Any doubts?
No, sir.
What is meant by transmissibility? What is meant by principle of transmissibility?
So the application of force on rigid body can change its direction.
See, you see the diagram. When you are applying force F, the same force is transmitted with the same line of action on the other end. So there is no loss or there is no gain. The transmissibility, which means if a force acts at any point on a body, it may also be to act at another point in the same line of action. So provided this body is rigidly connected within the body. The thing is, if the rigid body is subjected to force at one end, it will transmit the same force in the line of action at other end. There is no loss. If 10 Newton is acting from other end, there is also transmits the same amount of resultant of 10 Newton. There is no loss or there is no gain. This law is called principle of transmissibility. Any doubts?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So those three are very, very important. That is principle of physical independence, principle of superpose, principle of transmissibility. Clear? Next.
Yes, sir.
What is meant by system of forces? What is meant by system of forces? Any idea what is meant by system of forces? What is meant by system of forces? See, there are two things. System of forces. System and forces. Is this visible on screen?
Yes, sir.
ನಾನು ಬರೀತಿರೋದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ?
Yes, sir.
So system, what is meant by system? How many systems are there?
Two. Open
Very
and
good.
close.
What are those?
Open and close.
Open and close.
Open and close. In other terms, that is
Isolated and
coplanar, non-coplanar. Coplanar means only one plane. Non-coplanar means more than one plane. Coplanar means single plane. 2D, 3D systems. Coplanar means single plane. Non-coplanar means this is only XY. This is XY Z. Non-coplanar means more than one plane. So there are two systems. Any doubts?
No, sir.
So next, forces. What are the different forces? Maybe parallel, or all forces meet at a single point, which is called concurrent. The forces never meet at a single point is called non-concurrent. Right? One is parallel, next is concurrent, other one is non-concurrent. Now tell me, how many system of forces are there? Combination.
6.
Coplanar, parallel, coplanar, concurrent, coplanar, non-concurrent. Non-coplanar, parallel, non-coplanar, concurrent, non-coplanar, non-concurrent. 6. And also one more, that is collinear. What is collinear? All forces acts in a same line of action, a tug of war is called collinear. So total how many system of forces?
7 systems.
7. So it's very simple. Coplanar parallel, all parallel forces acting in a single plane is called coplanar parallel. All forces meet at a point in a single plane is called coplanar concurrent. The forces never meet at a single point in a single plane is called coplanar non-concurrent. All parallel forces acting parallelly in all three planes, in all planes, is called non-coplanar parallel. The forces all forces are meeting at a point in a single point in all three planes is called non-coplanar concurrent. So in this more than one plane, the forces will never meet each other is called non-coplanar non-concurrent. Clear? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes. So this is the thing, system of forces. Coplanar forces, which means a single plane. Collinear forces acts in a single line of action. Concurrent forces, all forces meet at a single point. Coplanar concurrent, in single plane, all forces meet at a single point. Coplanar non-concurrent, in a single plane, the forces never meet each other. Non-coplanar concurrent, a single plane, in all three planes, all forces meet at a single point. Non-coplanar non-concurrent, in all three planes, the forces will never meet each other. So, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. See, next is parallelogram law of forces. Any idea? Parallelogram law of forces. What is meant by parallelogram law? This is also very, very important. May expect for examination. State and prove parallelogram law of forces. State and prove parallelogram law of forces. Yes, any idea?
Sir, if two forces acting at a point
Yes,
can be
very good.
represented by a magnitude in the direction of two sides of a parallelogram.
Okay. Two forces are acting simultaneously at a point represents, see, I will show you the things like, I will write, you are getting the idea. So, say for an example, two forces, that is P and Q, are acting at a single point, which represents, the resultant represents its diagonal. This is R, where P and Q are two forces, two concurrent forces, concurrent means meeting at a single point, and the resultant represents the diagonal. The resultant represents the diagonal with the same magnitude and direction. That is the statement of parallelogram law. So, say for an example, if the angle between P and Q is alpha, say alpha, that is theta. Now we have to compute what is the resultant and what is the resultant inclination. By parallelogram law, we have to obtain what is the R value and what is the theta value, where R is resultant of P and Q, two forces, where R is resultant resultant of two forces, and theta is the inclination with respect to one of the force with respect to q, horizontal here. So what we will do here, drop a perpendicular. See, from here you have to drop a perpendicular, that is 90 degree, and drop one more parallel line here. This is just parallel. So this is equal to P. This force is equal to P, and this angle, this is P and R. This is alpha only. The angle is alpha only. So next, similarly, draw one more parallel line to join this R. This is also parallel. This is parallel to Q. So this is Q, parallel forces. So this covers the entire parallelogram. Now you are having two triangles. You just observe here. You are having two triangles. One is, you say just O. You just say, give a name O. You take this as C, and you take this as A. This is B. You take here, this is R. A, B, C, D. Now you are having two triangles. That is, OBD is one triangle. One triangle is OBD, and another triangle is CBD. CBD. This is perpendicular. This is perpendicular, right? One triangle is OBD. Other triangle is CBD. From OBD, OB. What is OB? This is R. You are getting R. This is R. And what is this OD? This OD is nothing but R plus CD. R plus CD. This is R, not R plus CD. PQ. Q plus CD. Force Q, right? This is Q. Q. Q plus CD. Now, what is CD? So CD is there. What is this? This is P. And this is angle alpha. Now you just observe this presentation. You are coming to know easily what is meant by parallelogram law. By considering the triangle BCD, you can take alpha value. By considering this BCD, BCD, where is BCD? This one, BCD. So you are having alpha BCD. What is CD? What is CD? What is CD? How to get CD? Apply cos theta. What is cos theta? What is cos theta?
Adjacent by
hypotenuse.
hypotenuse.
Adjacent by hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse.
Here, what is adjacent? What is
BD
adjacent?
by BC.
BD by BC.
BD by BC. Now we require BD. What is BD? BC cos alpha. Right? What is BC? What is BC? You know that BC is nothing but Q. That is Q cos alpha. Similarly, apply sin alpha for the same triangle. What is sin theta?
Opposite BD by BC.
Opposite by
Hypotenuse.
hypotenuse. So, what is opposite? CD.
BC
What
by
is hypotenuse?
ABC.
What?
BC.
DC.
B.
Opposite by hypotenuse. So, BC. So, CD equals BC sin alpha. Right? But what is BC? This is parallel force. That is P. Right? So, we are getting So you just see this diagram, you're getting the idea. So this is Q, right? So this is Q. So this is also Q sine alpha. So this is parallel to this. OA is parallel to CB. So any doubts here? So you got CD value
No,
and
sir.
BD value. Now once again consider entire triangle, one big triangle, that is OBD. OBD. If you consider OBD, apply Pythagoras theorem. What is Pythagoras theorem?
Sum
OB
of two
square.
adjacent sides equal to hypotenuse side.
Yes, OD square plus
BD square.
So what is OB? OB is nothing but resultant. So R square equals. So what is OD? OD is nothing but, this is the sum of P plus, what is the thing OD? In previous diagram I have shown. What is OD?
OC plus CD.
Yes, OC plus CD.
CD.
So
Q
OB
plus CD.
OD equals OC plus CD. So OC is P plus CD. What is CD? So you take the triangle. So apply which trigonometric function? Cos theta. So here CD value is Q sin alpha, right? Q sin
Yes, sir.
alpha. The same thing you just substitute here. The same thing you just substitute. Right? You just substitute, you are getting P plus Q alpha whole square. BD is Q sin alpha whole square. Finally, you are getting R value as, what is R value? Square root of P
P
square
square plus
Q
Q
square
square plus 2PQ
cos
cos
alpha.
alpha.
Right? Similarly,
Yes, sir.
for the same triangle, so this is theta, apply tan theta. What is tan theta? BD by
BD by OD.
OD. So if you apply that thing, you are getting theta equal tan inverse of
Q sin
Q sin
alpha.
alpha plus
by
P plus Q cos alpha.
Cos
This is
alpha.
the proof. This is 8 marks question. 8 marks question. By
Sir?
constructing parallelogram, yes.
8 marks ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಬರೆದು ಇದು ಡಿರೈವೇಶನ್
ಹೌದು.
ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸರ್.
ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ 2 marks ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗೆ 1 mark ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಗೆ 5 marks ಇರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
So totally you are getting 8 marks. State and prove parallelogram law of forces. So any doubts?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
No, sir.
Okay. So this is regarding parallelogram law. Next, resolution of forces is very important thing. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಶಿಶಿರ್, ಅದಿತಿ, ಅನನ್ಯ is participating. Other students are sleeping, it seems. See, I am using one phone, one laptop. I can view ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ. 41 ಜನ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 42 ಜನ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಿತಿ, ಆಮೇಲಿಂದ ಟಾಪ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನನ್ಯ, ಶಿಶಿರ್, ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ವನ್ರೋ? ನೋಡಿ, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್. ಮತ್ತೆ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ
ಸಾತ್ವಿಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾನೆ, ಈಗ ಅಭಿಷೇಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾನೆ, ಪ್ರೇರಣಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂತಿದೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ವನಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ, ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮೇಲೆ.
Yes, sir.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಪಿಪಿಟಿಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾ, ಬರದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಬರೀರಿ ಸರ್.
ಬರದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ನಿಮ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗಾರು ಸರಿ. ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಹೋಗ್ರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಖುಷಿ, ಹೋಗಿ ಮಲ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ವನ್ರ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ.
ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ರೆಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ನೋಡ್ರಪ್ಪ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ. So resolution of forces. If purely vertical forces are there, the type of vertical forces 2. Vertical forces. So sign convention, all upward forces are assumed to be positive, all downward forces are assumed to be negative. Screen ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾ, ಸಾಕಾ?
ಸಾಕು ಸರ್.
ಸಾಕು. ಸರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಪೆನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. ಕಟ್
ಏ,
ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ.
ಅದು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಕಡೋ, ನಾನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಪೆನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಇರೋದೇ ಅಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ, ಅದು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್, ಅದ್ ಬರೋದೇ ಅಷ್ಟು. ಬೇರೆ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಲರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿಂಗೆ ಆ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ತಾನೆ?
ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೀಟಾಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಯಾರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನು? ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಇಫ್ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್, horizontal forces, all right side acting forces are positive and all left side acting forces are negative. Any doubts?
No, sir.
ಮೇಲ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, ಕೆಳಗ್ ಬಿದ್ರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್, ಬಲಗಡೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, ಎಡಗಡೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ inclined forces, if inclined forces ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತು, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? On that time, the resolution concept comes into picture. So the inclined forces may be like this, or like this, or like this. Say F1, F2, F3. The possibility of inclined forces with respect to horizontal or vertical. The possibility is only two things: with respect to horizontal or with respect to vertical. With respect to horizontal or with respect to vertical. Say F1 is inclined with respect to horizontal, theta 1. F2 is inclined with respect to vertical. F3 is also vertical. See, ಈ ತರ inclined force ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? Inclined force ಬಂದಾಗ the resolution concept comes into picture. Resolution means we are converting the inclined force into pure horizontal and pure vertical forces. We are converting that into pure horizontal and pure vertical forces. Now I will first I will consider F1. It is with respect to horizontal theta 1. See, always keep in your mind whether ಯಾವ ಸೈಡ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್. ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಸರಿ, ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಸರಿ, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ದ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಥೀಟಾ. ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ದ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಂಗಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಸ್ ಥೀಟಾ. Therefore, this is F1 cos theta 1 and this is F1 sin theta 1. And also keep the direction, if the force direction is towards the origin, show both the force direction as towards. And F1, always inclination angle is cos theta. So similarly, now come to here, second force. It is acting away from the origin, F2, and inclination towards vertical. Now, what is the resolution value? What is vertical? It is acting away. First direction, acting away. Next, which one is inclination? Vertical or horizontal? Vertical or horizontal? The inclination is vertical or horizontal? Theta 2. Vertical. Therefore, F2 cos theta 2. The remaining one is F2 sin theta 2. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Now, similarly, the third force, F3, inclined to horizontal or vertical?
Vertical, sir.
Vertical. So, represent inverse. Why inverse? Because the force is acting towards the origin. Therefore, present first towards. Now, vertical is how much? Horizontal is how much?
Vertical is F3 cos theta.
Yes, F3 cos theta 3. Horizontal is F3 sin theta 3. So, any doubts? This is regarding resolution of forces. Any doubts?
No, sir.
ಇದರ್ಥ ಆದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಇದರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲೆತ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ? 4. F1 ಯಾವ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ? ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್? ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? F1 cos theta 1. ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? F1 sin theta 1. Yes, direction inwards. Second force.
ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್
Inclined
ಸರ್.
to vertical.
ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಔಟ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಕಾಸಾ ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಸಾ?
Vertical.
Yes, very good. Vertical cos, horizontal sin. Vertical is F2 cos theta 2, horizontal is F2 sin theta 2. Next, third one, F3 ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ?
Inclined to horizontal.
Horizontal.
So, horizontal is cos theta.
Very good. Last one,
Inclined to
Vertical.
vertical. Vertical is cos theta.
ಕಾಸ್ ಥೀಟಾ.
see the, this is resolution. Any doubts?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
No, sir.
ಇದು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಗೆ ಪಾಸ್. ಇದು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 4 ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ 3 ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಬರೀ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ಪಕ್ಕ ಶಿಶಿರ್ ಅಂದ, ಮಿಥುನ್ ಹೇಳ್ದ,
ಆಗಿದೆ sir.
ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್,
ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್.
ರಾಕೇಶ್,
ಆಗಿದೆ sir.
ಓಕೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಡ್ರಪ್ಪ. R equal square root of sigma fx square plus sigma fy square and direction is theta equal tan inverse of sigma fy by sigma fx. See, moment I will do in next class. Moment is different thing. I will do in next class after the problems. Problems ಮುಗಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ moment ತಗೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಪ್ಯಾರಲೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಲಾ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಂಪುಟೇಷನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮೊಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರೋಣ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್?
No, sir.
No, sir.
ಫುಲ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋಯ್ತಾ? ಫುಲ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋಯ್ತೇನ್ರಿ?
ಓದ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್. ನಿಮ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಇದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ವೇಟ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಡೇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 21. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯೇನ್ರು? 2 ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. 90% ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಮುಗ್ದೋಯ್ತು. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್.
ಸರ್.
USN ಅಂಡ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ರಪ್ಪ. ನಿಮ್ಮ USN ನೇಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ. ಪ್ರೇರಣಾ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಅದೇ ತರ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ USN ನಿಮ್ ನೇಮ್ ಹಾಕಿ. ಬಂದಿರೋರ್ದ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ನಿಮ್ದು ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ ಆಮೇಲೆ. ಅದಂಗೆ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೋ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ 44 ಜನನು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದಿರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರೋ ಗೋಲ್ಮಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಣ್ರೋ, ಹಿಡಿಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ. ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಂಡ್ರಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀರಾ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ಗೆನೆ. ಇರ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ. ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಟೈಮ್ 44, ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ದಲೇ ಇರೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ 43. ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಬ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಹಂಗೆ. ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಫುಲ್ಲು. ಮಾಡಿ ಇಂದೋನೆ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರೋ ಅದು
ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿ ಶಿಶಿರಾ ಸರ್.
ಶಿಶಿರ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಬಿಡು. ಸೊ ಎನಿ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್? ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯೇನಪ್ಪ?
ಇಲ್ಲ sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Can leave the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್.
Thank you so much.